This is so fun. Oh my God. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mystery Tackle Box YouTube channel. My name is Jordan. I'm from the channel TightlineTV. And today I'm going to show you guys how to catch more bass when the spring bite is getting tough. Alrighty guys, so the weather is getting a little rough. I'm not able to get on a boat today, so we are going to be doing some pond hopping, but that is totally fine. Whether you're fishing on a bass boat, pond hopping, fishing out of a kayak, big lake, pond, who cares? These tips today are gonna help you catch more fish. Let's talk about what we're going to be doing here today. So springtime, it can be one of the most rewarding times to get out and bass fish, but it can also be some of the most frustrating times to get out and bass fish. Fish are making their way up to spawn. If you guys aren't too familiar with what the spawn is, essentially bass are making their way up, they're getting frisky, and they're getting ready to lay their eggs. But with spring comes a bunch of inconsistent weather. What happens sometimes is, although the fish may be moving up shallow this time of year to find where they're going to spawn, we get things like cold fronts. Like for example, here in Ohio, we had 4 inches of snow like 3 days ago, and now it's 80 degrees and sunny. It makes no sense, and the fish feel that. Sometimes those fish that are shallow move deep. Sometimes those fish that were deep stayed shallow. Then on top of all that, there is also inconsistency with fish. You're gonna find fish spawning early, spawning later. It all happens at different times. So what we're gonna do today is focus on getting on a good bite, not really knowing where the fish are at, because not everybody has access to technology. Some of you guys may have a bass boat, you may have a fish finder or a graph for that matter. You're able to tell the water temperature, and you can kind of access some things not everybody has access to. So I'm gonna show you guys 2 ways that you can pretty much dial down those fish no matter where you're fishing, and it's going to be simple. Whether you're new to bass fishing or you're an expert, if you're just struggling, try this technique and you should be able to find some fish. We're gonna be focusing on using search baits and reaction baits. So what is a search bait? Essentially, a search bait is a lure that allows you to cover as much water as possible and also kind of figure out where those fish are at. Just to make it easier for you guys, I'll pop up some examples here on the screen. You can have spinner baits, swim baits, lipless crankbaits, chatter baits, any bait that is going to allow you to cover a lot of water and potentially find fish. Then on top of that, we're going to be also using reaction baits. And then examples that could be a reaction bait could be like a bass jig or just a craw bait. We're gonna start out with that moving bait to try and find out where those fish are at, because there's a chance if we start with this, we can cover a lot of water and potentially get on a really good bite. A lot of times when those bass are in the pre-spawn stage, they're just feeding on bait. You get a huge bait fish push. Anything that's going to imitate shad, bluegill, bait fish is going to work. If that moving bait isn't working, maybe those fish are on beds. Maybe they've pushed up really shallow where they're kind of staying put. So throwing a bait like this in there is going to allow you to get something in front of that fish's face where they may just react to it and smash it. If there is a fish on a bed, you're gonna have a better chance at catching it like this, even if you didn't know that the fish was on a bed. So this is going to be our secondary focus, but what we're going to do is start with a moving bait. So let's put this information to the test. Let's get on the GoPro and let's head to a couple of ponds. Alrighty guys, so we are out here at the lake. This is actually a lake I've never fished before, so this is going to be interesting. I'm gonna start off with a spinnerbait. I literally only brought a bandito bug and a spinnerbait with me. I think this is going to give me what I need to get this done. So I'm quickly just analyzing the lake. There's actually a lot of rocks. When I'm used to fishing here in Ohio, we have a lot of weeds and stuff like that. It's very rare that we find a spot that has a rocky edge like this, but I honestly just dropped a pin down on Google Maps and sent it. So we're here fishing somewhere. I don't even know if there's technically bass in here, to be honest with you, but a spinnerbait should be fine. We got a nice bit of wind coming through, so spinnerbaits, chatterbaits are always good for windy weather. What I'm gonna do here is I am going to just cover some water with the spinnerbait. Just kind of see what's going on. If I get bit on the spinnerbait, cool. If I don't, I'm gonna slow things down and work these edges with that bandito bug, because like I was saying, if there are fish that are pushed up and maybe they're getting ready to make beds or they started making beds, they might just be sitting there ready to hit that reaction bait. So I don't know what that was. It felt like I just got bit right there. I'm gonna try that again. Yeah, I did get bit. Look at that. No kidding. All right, little guy. I'll take it. That did not take long. I thought I got bit, it just felt really tiny. Let it come back in here and get it. Boom. Well, that's a good sign. I've literally never fished here before, so we'll see how this goes. There's another one. 2 consecutive casts. What on earth? Seems like there might be a lot of little ones in here, but the moving bait's working. No kidding. 2 in a row. Can we go 3 in a row? Holy cow. Nope, no 3 in a row. That's all right though. Two already in the first 10 minutes. That's pretty amazing. I'm very content already. There's another one. The spinner bait is just killing them. There's a lot of dinks in this pond. I can tell you guys that right now, but holy cow. And for those of you wondering, the spinner bait I'm using right now is just, I tried to go for somewhat of a natural color, but also something that would allow me to fish stained water if I ran into it. And then I just threw a paddle tail swim bait on there to tip it. If you're not gonna run a paddle tail swim bait and beef it up like I did here, run a trailer hook for sure. I mean, this is crazy though. Holy cow, I cannot get over this. I wonder how, like, I promise you guys, I've literally never fished here before. This is not just some crazy stock pond where I thought I'd guaranteed catch fish. I literally dropped a pin on Google Maps and thought I'd explore some new areas, so. There we go. Here's another one. This one feels a little bit better. Nope, it's actually the smallest one yet, probably. So, all right. A lot of little cookie cutters. There's one. Gosh, I haven't been pond hopping in so long. I forget how fun it is. A lot of dinks. We might make a move here though. I'm gonna fish the shoreline a little bit more, but the spinnerbait's clearly working. We got that cloud cover. We got a little bit of wind rolling through. I'm gonna try the bandito bug. I don't have the most ideal color with me right now. I anticipated this being a little bit clearer, but that's all right. There we go. Dink City for show. Ooh, baby. All right. Here we go. There's another one. This is crazy, guys. Barely hooked. All right, just out of curiosity, we're gonna pick the bandito bug. I have a green pumpkin. Not a terrible color to use in this watercolor, but not my first pick of choice. All right, I'm gonna wing this bandito bug out there just to see. I'm sure I'll be able to pick up some fish on it just because it seems like they're being pretty active, but anything on it, just, ow, I just flipped into my own finger. Ooh, that didn't feel good. Well, rip to that. There we go, rookie hour over here. I might not fish the bandito bug at all, considering you guys ever done that? You meant to flip a bait and just shove the Texas rig through the front of your finger? Yeah, well, I just did that, so I guess we're gonna figure out this backlash and then I'll get back to y'all. Alrighty, so after that catastrophe, I lost about half my spool, but what I was trying to say is I like to throw like a jig or something around spots like this where you might find fish kind of pushed up in the rocks. Clearly the spinnerbait's working great for me, but curiosity always just kind of gets me going when, you know, if I throw the spinnerbait by it, it didn't quite produce anything. Doesn't exactly mean that there's not fish there. There's lots of rocks on this edge and stuff. Sometimes you'll get fish that are just holding tight to stuff like this, so I'm just gonna flip into it real quick, but clearly the spinnerbait is producing for me. So let's take a couple casts just out of curiosity to see, you know, I could be just in a scenario where the fish are just chowing down on anything, but I have a feeling that moving bait is producing more fish just because I'm covering more water, I'm getting more casts in, and it's allowing me to get a better bite. So I'm gonna see if I get anything on the bandito bug. Just All right, so I've fished the bandito bug for probably about 15 minutes now. So I'm not saying that the bandito bug or like your jig or whatever you choose, that reaction bait isn't working. I just don't think it's doing me as much. So on a day where the fish might be more finicky, tight to cover, I think this is really gonna get them. Or maybe it was later in the spring and these fish are kind of sitting on beds and you're trying to feel them out. I think this is gonna get it done. But today, like I said, throwing that moving bait's clearly producing way more fish. So I'm gonna continue to throw this spinner bait. I get to cover this whole pond with this spinner bait. I'm gonna cover water. If that slows down or changes, I am going to switch back over to that reaction bait. There's a fish right there. There we go. Spinner baits are just one of my favorite baits to fish. I feel super confident. I do like lipless cranks, like especially in the springtime, but it's been a while since I got out here. Ooh, I'm sorry, buddy. Did not mean to do that to you, but I've been walking the shoreline pretty good. I haven't seen any fish on beds yet. I do see bluegills, but no bass, which is pretty normal for this time of year. Usually bass don't start getting up onto beds until like June or May here in Ohio. But again, it's just really depends on the weather. You know, when that heat decides to set in, when that water temperature decides to raise. If you guys get out here and the water's, 50 degrees, there's a good chance those fish are gonna be shallow and you should be able to catch them on some sort of moving bait. I'm gonna take that bandito bug and flip it down in there just because. Never want to pass up on an opportunity. You never really know. Seems like there's some rocks here, so like there's a good chance that if I throw this thing in there, this bandito bug, that if I bring it off the bottom, maybe there might be a fish down in here. There we go. See what I told you guys? It's crazy. You just got to change it up. I knew there might be a fish down there in them rocks. Boom. See, that's where the bandito comes into play, or that reaction bait. You never know. Sometimes fish are all over the place. Some are holding tight, some aren't. Punched them off there, sorry about that, but it's deep enough, it'll be all right. See what I mean? You gotta fluctuate. You never know what you can get bit on. Don't just stick to one particular bait. Have a reaction bait, have a bait that allows you to cover water, and you guys are going to be successful. There's another one right there. Notice how I'm not on that shoreline either. I'm staying far away and I'm just flipping right into these rocks. I'm staying off that shoreline, staying up high, and I'm just plopping the bandito bug down in there and bouncing it in the rocks. Watch, I bet you I could sit here and throw the spinner bait, probably won't even get hit. It's crazy. So I can run the spinner bait over here time and time again, but I think it's just too deep in this particular spot covered in rocks where this is, gonna work for me. Now, if I brought a different bait out here, like a lipless crank that I can kind of beat down in those rocks and stuff like that, probably could get it down there, jig it a little bit, but I think in this scenario, the bandito bug is gonna benefit me just because I'm getting down in those rocks and those fish are swimming down and they're picking it right out. I'm here throwing the spinner bait and I don't think it's getting down there. So let's just put this to the test, right? So I just took 3 casts with a spinner bait in the exact same area, no dice. Let's pick up the bandito bug, exact same area, take 3 casts. Let's see if I can catch one. Here we go, cast number 1 with the bandito bug. I need to switch this thing out soon. It's kind of chewed up. But letting this thing sink all the way down there. Cast number 2. Oop, I just got bit. Come on. All right, cast number 3. I did get bit on that one, but we're gonna try and flip it back in there, see if we can get a bite. Come on. 3 right there. 3rd cast. See what I'm saying, guys? It's how you dial down fish. It comes down to really making the right choice in the scenario that you're in. And I know that's crazy. Like, that's pretty lucky that I did that, but I'm just that confident in fishing that bait in this area that it's going to really work. So, alrighty, I think we caught enough fish here. Let's move to a different body of water and try and do the exact same thing and see if it works out for me. Hopefully we can catch a few more fish. I gotta get out of here in a little bit because the weather is about to get nasty. So, oh, there's one right there. Look at that, on cue. All right, that's a little bit better caliber fish. That's what I like to see. Better than the other place. Ooh, feisty, cold fish. This looks juicy right here. Something about this spot's got me feeling real good. There, oh, I just got thumped. So, oh, he still got it. I was like, what on earth? Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go, baby. Shoo! Looking at it. See, this is where I might pull the bandito bug out. This is kind of what I'm saying. If he doesn't eat the spinner on this one, he's gonna eat it. All right, this is where we're gonna go get the bandito bug, and we're gonna pick this fish off. Watch. Where's he at? He's sitting right there. Bet you he'll hit the reaction bait. There he is. Oh, he missed it. Got him. Oh my gosh. What on earth? I stung him that time. I don't think he's gonna eat anymore after that one, but we'll see. Oh my God, he did. Got him. Ay, ay, ay. I bet you they'll eat this if I throw it in front of their face. Yep. This is insane, guys. This is insane. Crazy. How many more do you think I can get? They're stacked up right here. This is, oh, there's a knife. Oh, he's coming right for it. Watch this. This is awesome. They are ready to just pound stuff. There he is. Oh, we missed him. There we go. Stay down. Come on. He wants to jump. I know you want to jump. Come here, Sally. There we go. Meal for sure. Oh, one did get it. Not the same fish. Oh, there's a big one right in front of me on a bed. I can assure you guys that fish is on a bed, 100%. This is what I'm talking about with the early bloomers. So there's one right in front of me that's probably a male on a bed. So I'm gonna throw this fish over there. Guarantee you, the males are a lot more aggressive, so you can almost always get a male off the bed. Here we go, we're gonna go 2 in a row. Oh, there he is, right there. Watch this. Oh, he just snatched it. He missed it though. Watch this right there. He got it. Boom, right there. That's what I like. Get him right back in there. He's got it. There we go. It's just weird. I guess I gotta set the hook later. I don't know. This is so fun. Oh my gosh. I could do this all day, folks. I could do this all dang day. Oh my gosh, guys. We had a complete sleigh fest. I'll be honest, I haven't had a day of fishing that was that good in a long time. I know this video kind of seemed like I just went to some stocked ponds and just laid them out for you, but I promise you that's really not it. I don't know what it was today that the fish were just there. They just were. And it goes back to what I was talking about. Spring can be awesome. You can catch a ton of fish, but there are gonna be days where you struggle and struggle and struggle. Like the whole last week that I've been fishing and filming, I've pretty much cached all the videos because I haven't been able to get on any kind of bite. I'd get one fish here and there and they'd be nice fish, but just nothing to make me super happy. So it felt really, really good to get out there, catch some fish, and hopefully you guys learned something here. So I do know that I only focused on really fishing 2 baits today, but the purpose of that was just to show you guys that that's really all you need. You just need a bait that's gonna cover water and a bait that's gonna pull tight to the bottom, kind of create a reaction, and you should be successful this time of year. Pick and choose your favorite baits. I always say fish the baits that you feel confident in. Don't go fish a bait that I fished today just because I fished it, right? If a bandito bug is not your bait of choice and maybe you know, like some craw or something you like better, fish that. Do whatever works for you. Fishing is all about confidence. Never fish a bait that you do not feel confident fishing in. But if you are looking to try something new, go ahead, just dig into your tackle, take something out, fish a moving bait, fish a reaction bait. I promise you guys are gonna catch some fish. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. It was great to get back here, catch some fish with you guys. Do me a favor, if you're new here, smash the subscribe button for MTB. There's a lot of videos on this channel that are gonna help you really better your fishing abilities. There's a lot of great information on this page here, so just smash the subscribe button. Again, my name is Jordan. I'm from the channel TightlineTV, and we will see you guys in the next one.